Our last warm-up activity of this series of lessons is going to be on colouring. I've made a colouring worksheet for you to use with some coloured pencils. In the top rectangles, we're going to do some shading practice by making gradients with one or more colours. In the top box, let's do some basic shading, going from dark to light. Next, we're going to practice mixing colours by doing a gradient with two colours. It doesn't matter what colours you use. I've got red and green. I'm going to start with a solid colour at each end and then layer the middle until we've made our gradient. Lastly, get as many colours as you can and make a rainbow. Use this task to mix lots of colours together. Now we've done some shading practice, here are a few more fun things you can do with colouring pencils. The next boxes all have a different technique you can use for your comic. In our first box, we're going to do some cross-hatching, like we did on the inking worksheet. This time I'm using it to blend two colours together, but you can also do it on its own to add texture to your work. Next, I'm drawing lots of lines with different widths in order to create a nice textured pattern. Scumbling is a technique where you lightly draw lots of patterns over and over to build colour. It's a different way of layering colour whilst adding more texture to your drawing. Have a go. For the scraping box, you will need something sharp, so please don't do this without help from an adult. Fill in the box with one colour. Make sure there are lots of layers of pencil. Once you've coloured it all, you can use the edge of something sharp. Here I'm using a craft knife to scrape off the top layer of pencil and make lots of different marks. You might be wondering why oil is on one of the boxes here. I've added some block colours to this box, and now I'm going to use some cotton wool dipped in baby oil to blend them together. It's a different way of merging two colours. This can be a bit messy though. Our last box is mixed media. You can use coloured pencils in combination with paints or inks as a variation on your colouring technique. Here I'm doing a watercolour wash over my paper. Once I've let it dry, I can draw over the top. It changes the texture of the paper and makes my marks a little more scratchy. Now that you're done, we're going to colour in the comic we've made. Think about the techniques we've learned and which ones you want to use.